All right, let's get right into it. We're talking about a massive shift that's completely rewriting the rules for getting seen online. For years, SEO has pretty much been a game of links. But with AI search now front and center, everything is changing. There's a new currency on the block, and believe me, it's not what you think.
So, I've got to ask you this right from the get-go. Is your SEO strategy built for yesterday? Because the web is going through this incredible transformation, and if you're still playing by the old rules, you honestly risk becoming invisible.
Okay, so to really get this, we first have to look at the foundation that's starting to crumble. For, decades, the rules of the SEO game were all built around one single really powerful idea.
To see where we're headed, you have to see where we've been. Think back to the early 2000s. It was all about PageRank. Links were basically votes. Simple enough. But then, by 2012, Google's knowledge graph started to understand things, not strings. It knew that Apple, the company, was different from Apple, the fruit. And by 2019, with AI models like BERT and MUM, search started to truly grasp context, nuance, and what we really mean when we type something. The path has been crystal clear for over a decade. Google's been moving away from just counting links and towards a deep, almost human-like understanding of the world.
And this, right here, was the absolute cornerstone of it all. Backlinks. Getting a link from another website was a direct vote of confidence. The more good votes you got, the more authority Google thought you had. This was the law of the land in SEO, no question. But now, well, that foundation is starting to crack. See, AI isn't just another little update to the algorithm. It is a completely new ballgame, a total shift in how search actually works. And you can see this change in action right here. On the left, that's the search we all know, right? A list of 10 blue links. Your job was just to be one of them. But on the right, that's the new reality. That's what you see with things like Google's AI overviews. These systems don't just give you links, they give you a direct, synthesized answer that they've pieced together from all over the web. This is why we're seeing more and more zero-click searches, because people get their answer without ever having to visit a single website.
So what this really means is that the old goal, just getting someone to click your link, is not the main objective anymore. The new goal is to be seen inside the AI's answer. Success is being cited by the AI, building your brand's authority right at the top of the funnel. In this world, if you're not cited, you're basically invisible.
Which, of course, brings us to the real heart of it. If the whole point is to get cited by an AI, how in the world do you do that? Well, the answer lies in this new currency of visibility, brand mentions.
And listen, the data here it's pretty staggering. A recent study found this incredibly strong correlation, a score of 0.664, between brand mentions and actually showing up in these AI answers. Now compare that to traditional backlinks. Their correlation was just 0.218. So the takeaway from this data couldn't be clearer. AI cares a whole lot more about who is talking about you than who is linking to you.
So what exactly is a brand mention? It's literally any reference to your brand, your product, your service, anywhere online. And here is the absolute key. It can be linked or unlinked. You have to remember, AI is now so smart it can read and understand plain text. It can see your brand name mentioned in a sentence and connect it back to you without needing that classic blue hyperlink.
I love this way of thinking about it. Trust fingerprints. Every single time your brand is talked about in a Reddit thread or mentioned in an article or cited on a forum, it leaves behind this unique little fingerprint. And here's why this is a game changer. Unlike backlinks, which we all know can be bought and manipulated, this widespread trail of organic conversation is so much harder to fake. It's a real signal of genuine, real-world authority, and that is exactly what AI is built to look for.
Okay, so you might be thinking, are backlinks totally useless now? No, not at all. But their role has fundamentally changed. They aren't the star of the show anymore. Think of them more like the essential supporting cast.
So let's really break down their new jobs. The goal of backlinks was page ranking. The goal for mentions is getting cited by AI. A backlink is now an indirect signal. It's foundational. It helps build your site's overall experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust, EEAT. But a mention, that's a primary, direct trust signal to the AI. And it all points to this shift from being page-focused to being entity-focused, where the AI is judging your entire brand as a real thing in the world.
So,
If you remember one thing, let it be this. It's super simple. Backlinks build your foundation. They prove you're a legitimate player in the space. But it's the brand mentions that actually build your visibility and get you into those AI answers. One builds the stage, the other puts you in the spotlight.
Okay, so we get the what and we get the why. So now let's talk about the how. What does an action plan that's actually ready for AI look like?
It really boils down to three main things. First, you have to start structuring your content in a way that AI can easily grab it and understand it. Second, you've got to proactively go out and generate these mentions. You can't just sit back and hope they appear. And third, and this is so important, you have to constantly monitor what's working, adapt your strategy, and repeat, because this space is changing by the minute.
Okay, so where do you actually go to get these mentions? Well, the strategy has to shift away from just pure link building. Now it's about digital PR, getting your brand cited in news articles. It's about getting real reviews on those high-authority sites like Capterra or G2. And it's about actually showing up and engaging in the communities where AI is learning, places like Reddit and Quora. The goal is no longer just to get the link. It's about creating a genuine widespread presence.
And really, that brings us to the final and most critical question you need to be asking yourself right now. In this new era of AI, are you just chasing the old, fading metric of links? Or are you investing in the long-term, much more resilient strategy of building a real brand that people, and now AI, will recognize, talk about, and ultimately trust? Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to decide who gets seen.